Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. Today I will be talking about my positive coping mechanisms throughout my life so far and how they have helped me not engage in my negative ones. When I was really young, I was a very avid reader. Even in elementary, I was always reading. I remember reading these types of books. I don't remember what this series was called, but they were like 96 pages long, relatively large font, probably made for later elementary maybe. And I remember once reading one in like 15 minutes and then deciding I wanted to see if I could beat my time. So that's sort of how I spent a lot of my very early childhood, was just reading. I still love to read. And then I got into cheerleading when I was in the third grade. And then when I was in, I don't know what grade, I got into baton, which I did throughout high school. Then in 11th grade, I got into a community dance team as well. So I was very active, I was always busy, and I was also a very good student. And I think that was just sort of my way of keeping myself busy and sort of trying to block out the trauma I had experienced by just always doing something and never really having any downtime. The cheerleading I did through elementary, so just 3rd through 6th grade. The baton I did from whenever I started, which I don't remember, through high school. And I did do football season and then competition season, so I did baton year round. Dance was 11th and 12th grade, and I was on a community dance team. We also practiced year round. We did competitions, and then in the summer we did parades. So I kept very active. I remember going to high school, 11th and 12th grade, on every week I would have days where I would go to school until 2:30. I would have baton from like 3 to 4. Then I would have dance from like 6 to 8. And that's just how things went. Like, I loved being busy. I loved being active. And then when I graduated high school, I did not go to a school that had majorettes, which is what baton twirlers are called in high school. And they didn't really have a dance team. And it was right after I had been hospitalized with anorexia, and I kind of fell in love with bodybuilding. And I loved getting stronger. I loved being like the only female in the weight section of the gym. I loved lifting progressively heavier every week. I just loved lifting weights. And as I said in the previous video, that sort of helped me eat more, as well as the medication I was on that they put me on, an inpatient that gave you a ravenous appetite. But besides that fact, I wanted to eat because I wanted to keep getting stronger. So I did bodybuilding style training for a long time, few years, basically throughout college. So from 2005, probably up until 2012 or so, that was the main style I was training in, was more bodybuilding. Then I fell in love with powerlifting, which is squat, bench, and deadlift. And I still love powerlifting. I can't do powerlifting, but I still love it. And those were really how I was coping. I was still reading a lot. I did join Arthur Murray, which is ballroom and Latin dancing, probably in like 2010 or so, and I did that up until, well, on and off, probably until 2015, 2016, something like that. So I've just always been really active, always loved reading, kept really busy, and then 2020 happened, and I got sick. And this is probably when I fell back into my maladaptive self-injury coping mechanism was because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't engage in my positive coping mechanisms. I couldn't read because I couldn't stay awake and I couldn't focus. I couldn't go to the gym because I could hardly go downstairs to feed the cat. So I didn't really have any other way of coping with what was going on in my life. But now that I'm able to engage in some positive coping mechanisms, I don't have a need to engage in the negative ones. I definitely wish I could read more. I wish I could lift weights more, which I will talk about in a future video. But even things as simple as like coloring. Like I can't really color because my arms fatigue and my arms burn. So it's hard to engage in these normal positive coping mechanisms when your body doesn't allow you to do so. But I am very thankful I'm able to engage in at least some of my positive coping mechanisms now. The brain fog is nowhere near as bad. I can read sometimes when I'm awake enough. Sometimes I can go to the gym. So things are definitely better than they were. I am still trying to find some more positive coping mechanisms because I know I am lacking in them, but I'm not sure what all I can do given my medical conditions. So if anyone has any ideas, email me, leave them in the comments. I would love to know some other things I could try or any ideas you have. But yeah, that's sort of how I've been coping recently, and it's been nice to be able to engage in some of these more positive coping mechanisms because I really do enjoy them. I love reading, like I said, I love lifting weights. I'm really hoping to be able to get back into it with the supplements that I'm starting, but yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys are, hope you guys are having a good day whenever it is you're seeing this, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye guys.